In news from Jamaica, the Andrew Holness-led government says it intends to pursue a robust legislative agenda. The government's policies were outlined by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen as he delivered the traditional throne speech at the official opening of the 2016-2017 session of Parliament. The government also plans to revisit a program of advancement through health and education path. Our reporter Tanika Thomas was at the opening of Parliament.
Nothing new and uninspiring. That's how the opposition PNP has described the government's plans and programs for the 2016-2017 parliamentary year. For opposition spokesman on finance, Dr. Peter Phillips, the plans outlined in the Governor General's throne speech were simply a repetition of the previous PNP administration.
Well, I would say about 99.9% of it really represented programs that were underway and inherited from the previous administration. Noticeably, there was no reference of the major manifesto commitments made by the JLP during the campaign, such as their minimum wage matters, their tax relief matters and other things.
In delivering the traditional throne speech, Governor General Sir Patrick Allen explained that the government would concentrate on its growth agenda and job creation. He noted that the focus would be on debt management, tax reform and pension reform. But there was no mention of the much-touted $1.5 million tax break the Holness administration promised. Sir Patrick Allen, however, cautioned parliamentarians to ensure promises made to citizens are kept.
It is important that commitments to the people are kept because their own commitment to an investment in good citizenship is dependent on our keeping faith with them. We must never squander the goodwill and trust of our people. The restoration of trust in government is a key ingredient in building a partnership for prosperity.
Opposition leader Portia Simpson-Miller also criticized the Holness administration for failing to communicate its plans adequately. Mrs. Simpson-Miller says she was hoping to hear more of the prosperity message the government has been preaching.
Well, the throne speech, it had nothing new. There's no new program. It is the program, what they spoke to would be what we would have done or started. So there's nothing new that they've announced in the throne speech for us.
Was there anything you were hoping to see that was not included?
I believe that they would have said something about some of the programs that they intended to undertake for this financial year. I was expecting that.
The opposition says it is unimpressed with the list of priorities the government intends to pursue for the legislative year 2016 to 2017. They believe the plans lacked specifics and did not mention any of the campaign promises the JLP administration made while campaigning for office. Prime Minister Andrew Holness didn't spare the media a chance to defend his administration's policies. He and his wife, Mrs. Juliet Holness, were whisked away. For his part, Finance Minister Audley Shaw says the country will be updated on the tax break when he opens the budget debate on May 12.
When it comes to the details of the tax plan, that's my job. I'm Minister of Finance. When I speak on the 12th of May, I will make the details available. So the throne speech by the Governor General is not meant to provide every conceivable detail to the budget. It only gives us a directional sign going forward.
He labeled as unfair comments by the opposition that the government isn't proposing any new ideas.
When you have a change of government, obviously there will be significant areas of crossover. But for him to say that there's nothing new, I don't think that's correct. There is in fact, I'll give you an example. The water plans that we have, much of what we are about to implement are what we left in place in 2011, and they sat down on them and never got them done. Now we have to take them back and get it done. I left even the financing. I borrowed significant amounts of money from the American Development Bank, and as it turns out, most of that money is not yet expended. We are now going to have to expend that money.
Tanika Thomas reporting for CEEN Caribbean News.
Meanwhile, the Holness administration has indicated that it will be spending less this fiscal year. The government will spend approximately $580 billion. That's less than the $808 billion that was approved in the supplementary estimates for the last fiscal year. The estimates of expenditure was tabled in the House of Representatives on Tuesday afternoon. The estimates show a total planned expenditure of $579.93 billion. Finance Minister Audley Shaw will explain how the budget will be funded when he opens the budget debate on May 12.